Morning. Got housekeeping and workers' comps coming out today, so just want to remind everybody, a couple of little digs they managed to get on us was some lights not working on forklifts. He really looks at backup alarms, things that would warn somebody before a piece of equipment gets on top of them. Check your equipment out before you get on it. Make sure that everything's functioning. If it doesn't, go get back there with Patrick. If Patrick can't fix it, park it. It won't go over well if you operate a piece of equipment that doesn't have a backup alarm or a light in it and workers' comp catches that. He won't be happy, I won't be happy. So make sure everything's doing okay out there. It needs to be functioning as it should. Housekeeping, I put housekeeping on there. Housekeeping's looking real good, fellas. Kind of slowed down a little bit and gives us an opportunity to do some things that maybe we have to put off to the side. Yard's looking real good. I don't anticipate any issues whatsoever. This is our annual where he's going to decide whether or not to renew us. The decision's pretty easy. We pay workers' comp over $1 million a year, so I think he wants our business. And we've had a very successful year, so that should in turn be a decrease in what comp's going to charge us in terms of renewal. So there's gains that we see when we're doing our business right, when we're not having all those accidents, man. There's costs that you don't really realize, and money comes back to you when the organization can work safely and we can stay out of the emergency rooms, and we can certainly stay away from lost time accidents where employees can't be at work. So keep it up, fellas. Card participation looks like it's elevated somewhat. I think we updated the boards yesterday or the day before. Take a little bit of time, walk up there and read what's put on the cards. You might gain a little better understanding of what their purpose is. If you're not sure how to fill them out, go through a few of them and see what the guys are telling us on the cards. But ultimately the cards are important to us. It lets us show our customers that you guys participate in the safety program. And sometimes not having any accidents, believe it or not, can just be good old damn luck. We know it's not luck when we can prove that we've got participation from all the employees over here. Continue to keep an eye on who's on the yard. We'll have a client test back here at some point today. I don't know what time he's going to arrive, but the same test that we've been doing with the cradles for the blowout preventers. So I think there's quite a few more that'll come in back there. So we'll have that going on today. I'm sure the test machines will be busy, trucks coming in and out. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on out there. Watch being under suspended loads, fellas. We develop a bad habit over here thinking we need to stand under something. I disagree with that notion. I've been told it's the only way we can do some things, and I can prove to you that that's not right. But I think sometimes we do it out of convenience. And it is convenient to have something that's 100 foot long hanging in the air where you can stand at this height and look at something. It's not going to be convenient when we have a failure. And when you start adding up what can fail, the crane can fail, the choker can fail. So things can happen to us, and we've seen it. So if we've got to do that, fellas, we don't need 6 people standing under there looking at it. So watch how you do your business. Take your hazards into consideration. Remove them if you can. Mitigate them some way. Understand that your PPE needs to be worn, because that's the only thing that's your last line of defense if something flies at you. If something's capable of cutting you, you can get hit in the head with something. So protect yourself, and the only way you can do it the right way is to understand what you need to do and do it. So keep up the good work, fellas. What y'all got? If anyone hadn't seen the test back there, it involves a lot of can weights and it involves a lot of stacking. Pretty rigorous on the front end, but when the test is over with, we have to bust everything down. So all the cans have to come back out the skid. It's a lot of work. About 4 hours of setup typically, just to get all the cans in there. So it takes a lot of coordination, it takes a lot of cooperation. This the third one? This is the third one. So you get better at doing it. Hopefully you don't get complacent at doing it. Swinging those can weights in the air, having somebody up in the air in the skid trying to land them in the right place is very hazardous. In terms of severity, that's not going to be a first aid should we have something happen up there in the air. That's going to be a pretty big event to us. So we can pull it off without having anything happen to us. Keep up the good work. Who else?
I got it, Let's talk about fire safety. Now, somebody can tell me what 3 things are needed to create a fire? Anybody but Brad? Fuel? Oxygen? Ignition. All right, we can't do nothing about the oxygen, but we can make sure there's no flammable liquids or aerosol cans or ropes or anything like that around, you know. And anytime we grind, welding, there's the ignition right there. Just be careful. Now, as far as the sanctions concerned,
He's fired up. That's how he started the whole thing.
that's right. But what was needed? The fans are supplying the oxygen, the players are supplying the fuel, and the lightning bolt gave us the ignition. Now we're going to have an inferno.
Hey, what Coop's saying is you're not going to have to deal with a fire if you move the combustible items out of the way when you're doing hot work. If you don't do that, you might wind up dealing with something that you didn't want to deal with. So make sure that your area is secure. Make sure you've got flammables moved before we start doing any kind of hot work. Anybody else?
Yeah, back on that, Brad. I guess that's a pretty good idea with the deal with the can thing. You guys that use the aerosol out, because it could be in a garbage can and just nobody knows. Blow up real good and hurt somebody.
That's little bombs, man. Yeah, little bombs. So yeah, the depressurization of the aerosol cans helps us out. Pick up the aerosol cans. I noticed quite a few yesterday around. Make sure we get the aerosol cans picked up. We don't need to be rolling over them or allowing something else to happen that's going to cause any kind of adverse effect. Who else?
I just want to say good job, man. Put them here. I was standing up. Lock up, good idea. One lock thing, lock weight.
Roll Tide. Y'all heard that? The guy right there with the Alabama shirt on said Roll Tide. Cross the levee, and what they do, their cones aren't real big, fellas, but you know, you kind of every once in a while look up in the direction you're driving in and you're not going real fast, man, you're going to see them before you get there. But they lay out a series of small cones, and they typically, right over this road to the left, we do an x-ray. You know, so there's radiation exposure hazard when they have the source out. So be aware of that. Be aware that that's going on. Anybody else? Tell you what'll stop Lynn from doing something for you. Time. But if he's got the time and you get with him and his guys are going to help you out. Everybody appreciates that, man. That's what it's all about, fellas. And you know, it doesn't matter what division you're in. You might wind up working cross paths over here, but we all over here together. Ultimately, what affects one of us could wind up affecting all of us, and that really ties in with the safety aspect of it, and we're really going to see it with the quality end of it. You know, from the lowest guy down, man, you just really have to be concerned with what you're doing and the rest of it takes care of itself.
It's all about communication.
It's all about communication. Keep up the good work, fellas. Y'all have a good day.
Keep the same way.